So Season 2's gone a lot better than Season 1 so far. We're near the top of the table, chasing down Sheffield United. I've learnt to keep clean sheets. What's not to like? Things are all very good. But January's here. And because I'm doing this after I've already recorded the gameplay, things could be about to get a little tasty. With form comes interest. And unfortunately, the interest is in people I don't really want to sell. That's right, viewers, following on from where we were in the last episode, we start off today in second, tied second with Bournemouth and chasing down Sheffield United, the team that gave me a proper pasting this season earlier, 5-0. We've kind of recovered from that and obviously doing very well, and we start off the day with our first game against Middlesbrough on the 4th of January, so it's the start of a new year. The January transfer window has started. Unfortunately, no offers really as of yet, but we got to try and maintain our composure if we can while we're in the transfer window and make sure that we don't lose too many people if we can help it. The ones I'm really worried about are Tell and Siine, and as you can tell, they are fundamentals to the way we play there, as Tell put us 1-0 up against Borough in the first half, and our job was made significantly easier when Jones flew in on a really bad tackle actually on Harry Pickering. I only thought it was a yellow, but in second sight it did look a little bit like a red actually. He was completely out of control and not really with it, to be honest. Just a really bad tackle. And that, like I said, made life very easy for Siine, and then Zimmerman adding to the totals before Zimmerman got himself a second here. Lovely finish. Was very on form in today's episode of Zimmerman. You can see he's beginning to grow into that cam role and doing a really good job. Actually, he was a really worthwhile buy, and he actually nailed a hat-trick in the 91st minute, putting it to make it 5 against 10 men. Normally before I would struggle, but I think because we were 1-0 up by the time that they got a man sent off, it did make life easier. We touched on it at the end of the last episode. Dominic Heim wanted to leave the club, and he gets sold for £3.25 million to Braga. Interesting destination. Maybe he just wants to go on holiday. Who knows? Next up was Swansea away at the Liberty Stadium. I'm wondering if it's still the Liberty Stadium. I'm not really sure. Bit of a boring game, to be honest. Very kind of nip and tuck. And only an Alcaraz finish on that left foot put us 1-0 up in the second half. Not a lot really had happened. And even there, Udrago, having a decent debut season, coming on for some sub-performances, missed a sitter there at the end. But this is the big news. Matis Tell, Benfica. In the interest of being realistic, I thought, you know what, I can't outright say no to him. He would get annoyed, but I am going to put a significant valuation on him. He's valued at 19.5 million. I value him at 40 million pounds, and they weren't even willing to negotiate. They flat out said no, and that was the end of that. But it just goes to show, really, that Tell and Siine might be attracting a lot of interest in this window, and I obviously fear for the worst. Dominic Heim then left, as you just saw there, but keeping Tell at this point was a really big thing, because I have to say he's been nothing short of sensational for this. I do think it's realistic for me to value him at £40 million. He's 19 years old, he's a very good player, and for us he's invaluable. Do you know what I mean? We would have to buy someone around about £40 million to get the same kind of output. And we would need him in today's game, as we went 1-0 down to not struggling Sunderland, but mid-table Sunderland here at Ewood Park. Bradley Dack, I think they've done him a dirty in terms of the facial shape, so we say, of Bradley Dack. And Sunderland actually made it 2-0 before half-time, and I gave the boys a bit of a rollicking in before the second half kicked off and said, come on boys, what are you playing at? And as I was saying there, Tell sets up Siine to make it 70 minutes. That partnership, I think, it's unbreakable. I just need these two to stay together as much as physically possible, and I think we give ourselves a real chance of getting automatic promotion. We got back to 2-1, and after that it was kind of inevitable, really. Siine here tees up Matis Tell, and that's why you can't sell him. Every time he gets in on goal, he's the one player that I know is going to finish it off. Siine can be a little bit hit and miss. Tell is permanently quality. And I have to say that we did get away with it a little bit again in this game against Sunderland, though. You can tell that I really thought they were going to score a last-minute winner with like the last kick of the game, and that would have been a right kick in the teeth, because they didn't really deserve to win the game, but I don't think we did either, so 2-2 was fair enough. Going back to the scene of the playoff drama last season, we went to the Hawthorns to take on West Brom, and they scored a really, really lovely goal here on the 13th minute. Really, really good play. Adam Reach there, the left back, doing really well to get a decent goal. And we were being caused problems all down that side. Ethan Laird was having a bit of a mare, to be honest, but Etienne Green bailed us out nicely there. And again, first off, we started a little slowly in the first half, even in the game against Borough where we were 1-0 up. Yeah, it was only 1-0 and they had half of it with 10 men. So we've not been brilliant right from the start of fixtures. Siine made it 1-1 and Etienne Green again keeping us in it. West Brom really actually dominated this game, if I'm honest. Etienne Green came to our rescue a couple of times and has been a lot better since his gaffes earlier on in the season. That little run of clean sheets has made a massive difference. Zimmerman there making it 2-1 with 15 minutes to go, and in our form you kind of think, right, time to shut up shop. We've been really good defensively. Some of the old habits have crept back in today's episode. You can tell here already. I've not done well to keep any clean sheets, only against a 10-man Borough. And West Brom equalised in the 86th minute from Joshua Meyer. Really, really good finish. And I thought, 2-2 away at the Hawthorns isn't bad, but if you're chasing down Sheffield United at this level, you've got to be near perfect. Tail does brilliantly to win the ball there. Zimmerman goes in on goal. He could shoot, but unselfishly tees it to Siine, and he makes it 3-2. It is literally the last kick of the game, and a real kick in the gonads for West Brom, to be honest. They deserved to win the match. We didn't. We were really poor, but we just got a little bit of quality. And I have to say, actually, I really enjoyed this, but there's a guy in a red jumper there. Look at him just diving into the guys behind him. Love to see it, actually. It's a really, really nice touch on the EAFC, I have to say. Deadline day came, and we didn't really make much in the way of signings. I got a couple of youngsters in on free transfer. This one in particular looks quite good. Mattis Durand looks like he could be solid. 18 years old, 6'5", very, very athletic, French central offensive midfielder. I bought him in on a free, as well as a Scottish youngster who probably won't get any game time, but I'm looking forward to getting some more finances in. It all counts at this level. Unfortunately, we didn't get any more bids in for Tell or Siine, so we did get a little bit lucky, but fortunately that means now that I know at least the team I've got to deal with for the rest of the season, including Archie Gray, who was attracting interest over there, but I didn't want to let him go. I think he's quite an important part of the team, and he put us 1-0 up against QPR here at Heatwave Park with a lovely curve finish into the top corner. Just another bit of a demonstration there of how good Etienne Green's been so far. He's made 3 or 4 point-blank saves today, and they were all really, really important. Unfortunately, the one thing I will say is that when we go ahead, we don't tend to lose, to be honest there. Siine releases Tell, and like I said, some things in life are certain. Tell scoring breakaway goals with that far post finish, where he just drills the ball across, is inevitable. But again, a little bit of sloppiness today. Bella Kochev had a little run of fixtures to forget here, as he pretty... it just trips the defender, to be fair, pretty cynically. It wasn't great. Landon Dyke stepped up and gets his second goal against me in 2 seasons. Not a bad finish there from the penalty spot, but we did have to hold on and get another 2-1 win. We're not really blowing teams away anymore, which is a bit disappointing. You can see here there was an offer from Leicester for me to come back. The irony of that after they beat me in the playoff final last year. I'm sat there thinking, nah, you're all right, lads. Up next was Hull, which this game actually was a little bit of a write-off, to be honest. It was a bit old classic Blackburn. You'll see what I mean later. But 3 minutes in, there's Mattis Tell just casually thumping one in from 25 yards. Not a bad effort. And straight from the kickoff, Hull just give the ball away here. Sambi Lokonga with a really, really good tackle. And he's got overlaps everywhere. He plays in Zimmerman. What about this for a finish on his left foot? Oh, it's a thing of beauty. And we won the ball back again from the next kickoff. And again, brilliant ball by Sambi Lokonga. Mattis Tell makes it 3. Only 10 minutes in. And I genuinely thought this could be double figures. But, as is usually the case in this episode, we managed to concede a goal to Estupiñán. Really, really good finish, but really, really disappointing. A lot of the goals I concede just come from being down the sides and people getting in. And I don't know if that's a fullback thing or a me thing, but I need to improve that. Speaking of improvement, the goalkeeper, I mean, how the Conga scored from there on his weaker foot, and it's right down the centre of the goal. Goalie should have just stopped it. That made it 4-1 before half-time, and we picked it where we left off really in the second half. Zimmerman tees it back. Lovely finish there from Mendoza, who I brought on for Tell at half-time to give him a rest. Really, really good finish. Zimmerman had a brilliant day again today. He teed in Sammy Smolix, who also came on at half-time. Smolik tees it back, and Drago getting his goal as well, which I was really, really happy about. I think he's a decent sign for the future for sure. And I'm not really sure if I should play him as a cam or as a CDM. I think he's more suited to cam, but we're a little stacked in that position really in terms of quality. Stupinan nearly scored his second of the game there, but a really, really decent save again from Etienne Green, kept it just down to 1. And in the last few minutes, Smolik went through on goal. Always nice to see him get one. Lovely tuck finish to make it 7-1. A big, big, big away win. And we are scoring goals for fun this season, it is safe to say. We've had a little bit of defensive solidity, but again, I'm a little disappointed today. Not much in the way of clean sheets. And would we keep out one against Bristol City? That is the question. Alcaraz stung the palms of the goalkeeper early on there. This is a lovely move from them here. They just cut through me. Etienne Green makes a save. How he's scooped that off the line, I'll never know. An unbelievable save from our number 1. Really, really pleased with him at the moment. Lovely bit of football here. Tell makes it 1-0. We're very, very comfortable in and around that box. That front four of Alcaraz, Zimmerman, Tell and Siine just works so well together, and Alcaraz proving it there. It was a lovely ball to Harry Pickering, who ventured forward bafflingly, I might add, but got his first goal of the season. A really, really decent finish as well from the fullback, to be fair. Opened his body out, just placed into the far corner. I was delighted for him. Not a lot really happened in the rest of the game. Zimmerman goes through on goal here, or not even a through on goal. Goalkeeping is questionable. He hits it from about 25 yards or so, dips a little bit, but the goalie's got to be palming that out. Will we keep a clean sheet? No, because Bella Kotchap just can't resist having a nibble, and we gave away a penalty for the second game in a row. Actually, it wasn't second game in a row, it was second game in this episode, and they tucked it away, but it wasn't enough to do anything, and we managed to get away with a 3-1 win. So we're conceding goals, but we're scoring enough to kind of get through it, really. The only point that we dropped so far was that game against Sunderland, which is disappointing, really. I shouldn't have lost that. Well, I shouldn't have dropped points in that game. Coventry is the final game of today, and you can tell here, Laird gets in, tees it back, Mattis Tell makes it 1-0. Always a difficult game away at Coventry. They're a really, really good outfit, as obviously they showed in real life last year by nearly beating Man United in the FA Cup semi-finals, and they're no pushovers, and they obviously equalised pretty quickly afterwards. I've been praising Etienne Green. Should he do better here? It's really close, but I just don't like conceding at the near post. But Callum Maher's a decent player, and it was a good finish, but I just can't help but feel that he should have done a little bit better there. Very even game. It wasn't until the 87th minute where Zimmerman goes through. Classic square ball across goal. Alcaraz does what all good cams and centre forward should be doing, which is just running into the second ball, and that got us a crucial win to keep things nice and tight at the top. Really happy to come away from Coventry with 3 points. A very, very difficult place to go. But as you can see, that's not really done much in terms of the positions. We were as you were. We've got a nice 7-point cushion over Bournemouth, but we're still 6 points off of Sheffield United, who I believe we will actually be playing in the next episode at Bramall Lane. So things are going to get a little bit tasty. You can tell defensively we've kind of done up a little bit there. You know, we've got the third best defence in the league, which is not too bad. Sheffield United, though, still conceded 11 less than we have, but we have scored 82 goals in 32 games, which, whichever way you look at it, is pretty damn good. That game against Sheffield United is going to be crucial, I think, in terms of us maybe chasing down the actual title. I'm not that bothered about winning the championship. Obviously, it'd be nice to, and there it is. It's the second game of the next episode against the runaway leaders of the championship. Who's your money on there? Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Of course, I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like on the video. Share, subscribe. We're nearing the end of Season 2. Only 2 more episodes to go until we are done and dusted. Are we going to get promoted? I think it looks quite likely at the moment, but stranger things have happened. Did I do the right thing in rejecting the Tell